Hey guys, it's day number 3, and I hope that you guys are understanding all the information that I'm putting out there. And if not, please ask. It's how you learn, it's how you start implementing this stuff. You just don't want to take it all in and just let it take up space in your brain. You want to use this, right? Use it. It's going to help your family. It's going to help your health. And today what I'm going to go over is condiments, so oils and salts and stuff like that. And I really hope that you take this into consideration and starting like today, this week. And I hope that you have on your schedule for Thursday or Friday that you're going to be doing your meal planning and your shopping list. And if you don't have the things I'm going to go over today, if you don't have some of these things, I want you to make sure to put them on your shopping list, okay? And I want you to plan for like an extra $30, okay? Basically, that's what it's going to cost. Some of these things, when you go buy it, you're going to like, it's that much? Like, it's that bottle is that much for that maple syrup? Yes, it's that much, but you know what? That maple syrup is going to last you probably almost a year, okay? So it's stuff that you need so that you can stop using the things that do not help promote healthy lifestyle for you and your family, okay? So is your health worth it? Is your family's health worth it? And if you say yes, then you need to throw the bad stuff out and you need to get the good stuff, okay? We're no longer going to live in a world where we go for the clearance rack with what we put in our body, okay? You have to get out of that mindset. You could go to the clearance rack for your clothes, but you cannot do that for your health because in the long run, you're going to end up with problems. You know, maybe you're experiencing problems now, but things can be reversed, guys. So I want you to help you and your family by changing that cycle, by changing that mindset, and being okay that you're going to spend an extra $2 to $5 here and there on things every once in a while to promote a healthy lifestyle so that you guys can live longer. You guys can enjoy each other's company. And that's why I do this. This is why I'm sharing this, because I'm so passionate about helping families save the cycle of their families and change it around and create lifestyles that you only dreamed about or you've seen people live and you didn't believe that it was ever capable for yourself. The cycle of destruction starts with us, and that's why I do this. So let's get started. So today, the first thing we're going to talk about is oils, okay? So if you have vegetable oil, canola oil, and those things, I want you to like throw out the majority, keep what you need for special occasion, like baking and stuff for events. But you're not going to use that on a daily basis to cook with anymore, okay? The two main oils that I use are olive oil and coconut oil, okay? So this is what they are. This oil here I find at Walmart. It's about $7 for this bottle, okay? It lasts me. I've had this bottle and it's only, barely that much out. I've had this bottle for over 4 months. Like, I don't deep fry stuff. I don't, do that kind of stuff. So when you go to buy this, you have to remind yourself, I'm using this stuff sparingly. I'm not going to pour this in my deep fryer. Like, you're actually going to throw that deep fryer out eventually because it's just going to sit in your cupboard or whatever, okay? So we're going to have to so just think about that. When you go to buy these, okay, this is coconut oil. And when you go to buy these oils, you're going to want to make sure it says cold pressed, okay? You have to like look around on the label. You look and you have to, turn it over and you say, okay, where's the cold press? There should be somewhere it says expeller pressed, cold press, first machine press. It's going to say all kinds of crazy stuff, but you need to do your education, get on the internet, and find out what it means, okay? I'm going to tell you what cold press means because that's the only thing I need to know because that's the only thing I look for. I know that first cold pressing means that they did not use heat to pull out anything of the olives to get my oil in here. It was the least processed. Cold pressed is the least processed way of getting oil to its form. So out of whatever they're extracting it from. So that's what you have to look for. You have to start thinking that I have to start using the purest form of things that I can get. Coconut oil, same thing. There's tons of different coconut oils. And let me tell you, I have never found a coconut oil at Walmart. Any of those big chains where we get our food for, a really good price, Winco, whatever the place is for you. I've never found cold pressed coconut oil there. There are like several different, I think I went to Winco the other day and they had 4 different types of coconut oil. So you have to really be in tune and don't just grab anything that says coconut oil on it. It's not all oil. Coconut oil is good oil. Okay. So this is coconut oil, and this one I actually had to kind of look around and see like, okay, how did they get this in here? How was this pressed? This one does not say cold pressed, but it says unrefined. Okay. Oh, it does say cold pressed virgin coconut oil. Okay. This coconut oil, I'm not sure if you guys can see, the lighting is kind of weird. It's in a solid form here. Oh, that made it worse. So it's in a solid form. And if it's liquefied when you're at the store, that's okay. It just means it got a little warm, and so it liquefied. And it doesn't take much heat to liquefy coconut oil. It does have a little tiny bit of a coconut smell to it, but it doesn't like change the taste of your food like dramatically. So one way that you can tell if it's cold pressed is that you open it and you smell it. It smells like coconut, okay? The ones that don't smell like anything, that's not the coconut oil that you want to use. Okay, so if you have any other questions about coconut oil, just go and look at websites, reputable websites like WebMD or, things where you're going to get the good information, right information for that. Okay, so the other thing that I use, which probably isn't the best, but I'm not going to die, I don't use it a lot. If you're on the go and you're like you don't have time, you ran out of coconut oil, you don't have any olive oil, you need to keep some of this around. Spray, okay? Maybe you're just going to cook some eggs up or something. I normally use coconut oil for that, but I'm not going to bust out my big thing of olive oil for it. And a lot of times I'm like, I'm just really in a rush, and I spray the pan and it's done. 2 seconds, right? So I do this. I have olive oil, but there are cans that have coconut oil. Yes, it's not good. It's under pressure. But like I said, don't get crazy, like crazy, about this. It's just something that you actually could use if you're in a bind and you need something really fast. Okay. The other oil that I use to cook with, and it gives flavor, and especially to poultry and stuff, is super good, is sesame oil. Okay, sesame oil is really good, and use it sparingly as well. You're not gonna like fry stuff, but this is really good to add tons of flavor to baked chicken. Okay, so a baked chicken recipe of mine, I sprinkle a little bit of this on the plain chicken breast in my pan, and I sprinkle a little bit of sea salt on it, and I put it in the oven and I cook it, and I have some teriyaki type of flavored chicken, so that's really good. Okay, so the next thing, while we're going in the teriyaki phase, is soy sauce. You're going to throw your soy sauce out. It's no good. It's packed with a ton of sodium for one, so you don't want to use that. You're not going to put it on. I don't know. I used to use soy sauce a lot when I cooked chicken. I baked my chicken. I would put soy sauce on it instead of salt. Never been a huge salt person, but I would use that to kind of, to help flavor my food. And when I found out there is a natural occurring type of soy sauce, I was like, what? And it has like friggin' a ton of amino acids in it. I said, what? Like, that's what you need. Your body needs that, okay? It's called Bragg's liquid aminos. okay? This is what it looks like. I get this at Winco. Lots of stores are starting to carry this. If you can't find it at Winco or your major grocery store, then go to like the local natural food store because they will have it. I usually get a huge bottle of it because I use it all the time. I use it to season my chicken. I use it to season my ground turkey. I use it to season a lot of things. I spritz it on my salads. I, put it on my steamed vegetables sometimes, and it just adds a little bit of kind of like a cool, I can't even explain, like it's not a smoky, but it's not a super salty, but it has just enough on your vegetables and stuff to make them taste well. So Bragg's Liquid Aminos. It's a natural soy sauce. It's way better. As sodium in a half a teaspoon is 160 milligrams. So go look at your soy sauce and see what's in whatever the serving size. It's probably like a half a teaspoon too, and see how much sodium that is in. Remember, you have to pay attention to the sodium and things, especially even if it's a little bit of a soy sauce. It matters. Over time, this matters, okay? Okay. The next thing is salt. Now we're on the salt kick. Iodized salt. You're going to throw it out, so that salt container that has a cute little girl that has a little umbrella and it's raining salt on her, you're going to throw it away. It's not cute. It's something that is like killing you. The high blood pressure and all kinds of different things that you may be experiencing, that is contributing to it. Whenever you go to eat somewhere, what are they putting in it? Iodized salt. When you buy things and they put things in cans, and when they, jar things or they're pre-made things, what are they putting in it? Iodized salt. So you have to remind yourself of this, that you're trying to get away from iodized salt. So no more quick meals, the frozen foods, even if it's a Weight Watchers or lean cuisine, or those are bad. Those are all filled with that stuff, okay? You want real whole foods, and Himalayan pink salt is what you need to start using. This is the purest form of salt that you can get. It's filled with tons of natural minerals that your body actually needs. So using this is amazing. My family hasn't even noticed, okay? They use it. This is the only salt that we have. It's actually pink inside. I'm not sure if you guys see. I use a fine, the ground one already, but you'll find it where you can buy it in the rocks. It has rocks in it, and then it has a grinder on top. I've gotten those too. But this is just really quick and easy to sprinkle on, but it's fine pink salt. And I think I got this one at probably the natural foods. No, actually, I bought this at Big Lots. So Big Lots is another place that has some organic things. And sometimes you can find coconut oil and stuff like this, Himalayan salt. Okay, so the next thing is seasonings, okay? Some seasonings that I use a lot to cook with, that I don't ever use recipes for. I just sprinkle it on my stuff. Two things is curry powder and ground turmeric. Baked chicken, you just slather on some curry powder if you like curry, and then put some turmeric with it. It's going to give it this really crazy yellow tint, but it's like kind of an Indian-inspired, curry-inspired kind of chicken. You put it on with some quinoa, and it's so yummy. Spritz a little bit of Bragg's Liquid Aminos on your quinoa, and you're going to be amazed how good it tastes and how good it makes you feel. Turmeric is a really good anti-inflammatory. I never knew that until I started using it, until I started doing my research on different things that help inflammation, because I have inflammation in my joints really bad. So that helps. Okay, some other things that I use, Mrs. Dash. Do you ever use Mrs. Dash? So I have this tomato basil garlic. This is a little mild type of seasoning, and I put it on my chicken and I'll bake it too. Sometimes I like to put this in like my ground turkey or my extra lean ground beef if I'm making spaghetti. So I'll put that in there. This one here, Southwestern Chipotle, all you need to do is put it on your baked chicken. Like just put your chicken in a pan, just sprinkle this stuff all over it pretty generously, bake it, and it's really good. It's like a Southwestern type of taste, so you eat it with some quinoa or some brown rice or some veggies, and it's going to be amazing. It's also good if you take ground turkey to, brown up is really easy. It takes like less than 10 minutes, and sprinkle this generously all over it and use it for like taco meat. Okay, so this is salt-free. You guys know what Mrs. Dash is, salt-free and all that. They just they blend all of the good stuff together, and you don't have to think about how to blend, by 50 million of individual spices. But this one is really good. So experiment with that. Okay, another 2 things I always keep around, always put on a lot of my meat, is garlic powder and onion powder, okay? I don't ever measure it out in most stuff unless I'm following a recipe, but always a staple in my cabinets. So those things are going to give you amazing flavor to your food without a recipe. So this is my main staple. All of that stuff I just showed you is what I use regularly, okay? And I highly suggest that you start using it. Okay, so for sweet stuff, like maybe you're getting into eating oatmeal, and stuff like that, and you just really need like some more flavor. I'm not a huge like oatmeal fan, but I do like it to be a little bit sweet, and I like it to be kind of cinnamony. So I always have ground cinnamon. I also use this in my shakes all the time. So cinnamon is a really good metabolism booster, and I don't use a whole bunch, but it's really good to know that you're putting something that is helpful to your body, and it tastes good too, right? Pure vanilla extract is something else that I use. It's really good. Put a couple drops in your oatmeal with some cinnamon, and then to sweeten, I use pure maple syrup, okay? So pure maple syrup, you want to make sure is grade B. Just like the oil for cold press, you want grade B syrup because it is the least processed, okay? Grade A is usually some kind of weird process they do, and a lot of times they add water and food coloring to it. So this is the most purest form, and it's not going to taste like crazy like maple, at all. It just, you're only going to add like maybe half a teaspoon to something, and it's going to just give enough sweetness that you won't miss having regular sugar in your stuff, right? So that regular sugar you have, you're not going to use that anymore. You're not going to use artificial sweeteners. So you don't use anything fake, and you don't want to use that regular sugar too much, because it's not going to help you with your goals at all. This pure maple syrup, I've never found like at a Walmart or a Winco or wherever those big markets are. They have grade A syrup, and it's going to say pure 100% maple syrup, and it says grade A on it. Don't get it. Go to your local food store that has natural foods, and I like to use Sprouts. I'm not sure if that's near you, but Sprouts is an amazing place. They call it Sprouts Farmers Market, and they have natural food, but they also have like organic and non-organic things there. So lots of good produce, and always have pure maple syrup, coconut oil, Himalayan salt, and Bragg's liquid aminos. If those things are something you're having trouble finding, go to your natural food store. So that's pretty much the staple of my cabinet. And, there are some other spices and stuff I do use, but I don't use them regularly. I only, collect them as I'm doing my recipes. So, it's really crazy to think that I even use that stuff now, because before I never cooked. I always was the person that went through the drive-through. Like my family, I don't know how they are healthy, because like I fed them some bad stuff. So start implementing this. If you have questions, your ideas are sparking, like post comments below, and let's get the chatter going and get excited about changing our lives. Okay. So if you have any personal or specific questions, you can always feel free to inbox me. I'm always here, love to help. This is what I love to do. And I hope that you start making the choices and start implementing these things today to savor the lifeline of your family. Okay. So even if it's just yours. All right, guys. Hope you guys have a great day. Bye.